It's time to start Dishin Days with your hosts, Tony Moore, Michael Mattis, Justin Lee Hareld, and Araceli Avalos. And now, let's dish. Oh, why hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Dishin Days, where we're serving up a full dish of this week's episodes of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, you're late. And so let's not do that. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you'll never miss when we're going live and in living color or when we've uploaded new content. And while you're there, go ahead and look around. We've got previous episodes and some fun interviews with some of your favorite Days of Our Lives stars. And if you want to be an exclusive member of our exclusive members only page, make sure you join that. Use your laptop or tablet and hit the join button and join us in our virtual event happening next month, where we take a deeper dive into all things Days of Our Lives. So come on over. The water's fine. And if you need to listen to us on your favorite podcast station, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. That way you can always listen to what's happening in your favorite city of Salem while you're planting a garden or running a mile or even dipping your toes into the sand. You can listen to us on your favorite podcast station. Just make sure you search Dishin Days and find us. Take us. Love us. And also make sure you show some love to our former co-host and my chocolate twin, Mr. James Lott Jr., who is serving up a couple of forks, knives, and spoons of his own over at JLJ Media on YouTube and where all podcasts can be found. You can find the rest of your soap opera fix, including a recap of Bold and the Beautiful, Beyond the Gates, General Hospital, and Young and the Restless, along with some original audio dramas brought to you by James Lott Jr. over at JLJ Media. And while you're over there, just let them know that the fine folks here at Dishin Days sent you. That'll make them feel loved. And of course, throughout the show, we are looking at your comments. So make sure you comment below and make sure you're in the chat because we have some stuff to chat about. And if you've already noticed, it's just the two of us today. Michael Mattis is off trying to meet Madonna.
Yeah.
And Araceli is probably taking yet another nap. Yes. But fear not.
Or drunk on wine.
Oh, right. It is wine o'clock, I'm sure, for her. But fear not, because today, folks, we are not alone. We have invited someone that you all have loved and adored since he stepped foot in Salem. But sadly, his run has ended, but of course, we had to get all the tea on Mr. Javi Hernandez. Y'all make some noise and please welcome Calderon, everyone. Yay!
What up, gang?
Gang, gang.
What up, what up?
What up, what up? Al, welcome. How you doing?
You know, my Uber rating's not great. I already said this before. I really wanted to toss this in there because I thought that we were live before I entered. Guys, my Uber rating's 4.78. I made them all wait for me, and which is why, you know, I was late today. So my sincerest apologies.
Yeah, we were like his Uber drivers.
I didn't want you to get
we
scared
too
when I
were
was
waiting.
gonna go out.
You know, there was a thought. I was like, you know what? He was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. You know,
like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Let's not rehash the past. Okay.
You know what? Rehash old wounds. You know, 15 minutes. Here we are.
But I will say, like, the second we announced that you were coming on the show, because surprisingly, Justin and I were talking about it. We were like, oh shit, we haven't had you on the show to like talk about the things. And now in the blink of an eye, you're no longer. And we're like, well, wait, we have to talk about them. We have to celebrate them. And a lot of the fans were like super excited that you were coming on. So I hope you know that you feel loved and you have made an impact on that little soap opera known as Days of Our Lives.
Thank you. It's not little, and it's not lost on me that it really honestly, I've been acting a really long time, and I feel like a broken record when I say this a lot. when I either talk like to my friends socially or just to people or when I have a meeting in general. But it's like, I've been acting since I'm 12. I've been doing this for like 20 years and like, or maybe less, and almost 20 years. And it's one of those things where it's like, you are constantly, excuse the pun, singing for your supper. So I've had, I've almost booked amazingly large, massive things, tested for things, all these different things. And I remember my audition with Marnie, and I had a new team, and like I had a whole lot of shakeups in my life creatively, and my manager wanted me to do this, and I was like, Days of Our Lives, no, bro. Like I'm like, no, like respect, like fully like respect.
Yeah.
Respect to the actors that bust their ass, 5 days a week shooting 100 some odd pages. Like it's blasphemous, and it's like, it was not necessarily my thoughted trajectory of where I saw my career or anything like that. But looking back, I couldn't be more grateful. I have become so much better of an actor. I feel even like here, with my peers, I feel like I was a part of something, and the entire cast, the entire crew, like everybody over there was not a day that went by where I didn't feel welcomed, loved, cared for, respected as an artist, all of these different things. So,
I mean, going into this, I mean, it's a whole new world, and it's like you said, it wasn't like your trajectory to like go into soaps, but you booked it, you're here. Like, how did you feel going in on that first day? Were you nervous? Did you have a goal of like, especially because on Days there's not, a lot of representation of people of color. So now you're stepping in as this Latin gay character, and some people will feel like I have to wait. Yeah, right. so like, how does that feel, like stepping in and like getting this?
I mean, bro, it's scary, man. Like let's be real. No shade to white people. I am a white passing guy, so no shade to white people. But as a little Puerto Rican kid from New York, that's like gritty and like sometimes misunderstood. Like I was nervous. I think and my goal in any story that I tell is to never create a caricature or a stereotype of anything. I want someone that may not feel that they belong to a certain group or whatever to be like, oh, dang, like, oh, that's not what I might have perceived a gay Latin person to be or a Latino person to be. You know what I mean? Like, we, Sherry and I and Marissa, even who formerly played Ari, who's like, oh my God, love of my life, wifey right there. But like, it's really, really nice to lean on my fellow Latinos to have that experience, because, being one of the only Latino families on daytime television, I again, something not lost on me in a world where, I'm gonna say it, in a world with ICE and all of these different things. Like now, this, I don't want to get political because but you kind of have to, it informs and dictates the way that people see you. And so my goal was to challenge any stereotype. I was nervous as fuck. I remember, bro, I chipped my tooth on a glass with my first scene with Greg.
How did you chip your tooth on one of the?
So we were at the small bar. Y'all know the small bar. Me sitting at the bar like this.
Oh my God!
Because you get one take, guys.
That's true. Yeah,
one take. And again, like, I'm a theater kid, so like I grew up doing that. But like, you don't realize sometimes that you're out of practice in something, but also it's like with Days, you get like, or with the thing, you get a rehearsal in the morning or a rehearsal before your thing. You block, you do whatever, and then on the day you get the stage manager calls you to set. And I know that this is a tale as old as time, but you get to set, and then you rehearse it maybe once, maybe twice if you're lucky. and then you're ready to roll. And you get
Yeah.
one take. Sometimes we ran 7 pages in a row, bro. So it was like when I first met Greg's character, I literally I remember sitting at the thing like this. And I remember clinking my tooth on the glass. And I didn't think anything of it. And it was like 2 or 3 days later, I was looking in the mirror. I think I was probably picking my face or something. And I was like looking at my skin. And I smiled in the thing. And I was like, oh my God, I chipped my tooth. And luckily my friend is my dentist. So I texted, it was like midnight. I texted my dentist, my buddy Dennis, here in LA. And I texted him and I was like, bro, I chipped my tooth during a take. And yeah, but again, back to the original, because I can tangent, but I was super nervous, man. I was so nervous because in anything that I do, I want to do a good job.
Of course.
The perfectionist in me, I want to be liked, sue me. But the perfectionist in me, and I think the people pleaser in me, and the performer in me, I know the weight of this. Like, I'm honored that I'm even like I submitted myself to be considered for an Emmy this year, and like that I never even would have even thought that would even be in. And my manager, who was talking me off a ledge the night before that I was my first day, I remember he was like, Al, he was like, you can win an Emmy for this. Like, if you really like work and do your thing, he's like, you really could be awarded for this. So like, don't think that like, just cause you're doing a soap that like, you're not going to be seen and get your reps up and do your thing. So being Latino, having the responsibility of this character, I wanted to challenge any stereotype. And I'm so glad that I did, because I really feel like Javi became this really sweet, sensitive, kind person.
Oh, absolutely. We all rooted for Javi, and we obviously we've been doing this show for quite some time, and we've seen when people start at Days, and there are some people where we're like, give them a few weeks and they'll adjust. But then there are people like you who like come in and like, and I'm not just saying this because I'll keep it 100. If you weren't that great,
I know you will.
But like you came in and it was an ease, and it was a nice welcome to this new character, and we wanted to know more about him, and we wanted to know how he was going to fit into Salem and like all of their shenanigans. So I have to say, even though you were shaking in your little boots at Small Bar, we couldn't tell. Yeah, and chipped your tooth. We couldn't tell. We was like, well, welcome, Javi. Yes.
Hey. I mean but that's acting, right? Like that. Like I don't want y'all to know that I'm like, but also, Sherry really. I mean, I remember that first day. Like she came in, and like because also too, typically how which I didn't know. Typically when you're shooting a show or something like that, you get sides for the day in your. And sides are scenes from the script of what scenes you're shooting that day, and typically you'll get the sides, and they'll be in your dressing room or your trailer waiting for you and whatever, and then you kind of like go through, rehearse and do your thing. But I pulled up and I was like, "Where are the sides?" And they're like, "Oh, they don't give you sides." And I said,
"Yeah,
huh?" And so Sherry being the angel human that she is, she I remember us rehearsing our scene, and like we fell in love, like our chemistry hit the roof, and like unbelievable. Like Sherry changed my life. Like all of these people at Days changed my life, but from Karen and Karina and Maritza and Armando and hair and makeup and to Greg to to Sherry, to Galen, to Marissa. Like these people changed my life. They reminded me that I was important and valued.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta ask, Al, when you first read Javi, what did you connect with, and what did you bring to Javi from Al? What did Al bring to the character of Javi?
Interestingly enough, I remember the sides that I had, or the audition scenes that I had gotten, like complete, like on it. It was it felt like a completely different character in terms of energy and the way that he interacted with these made up characters. That I was like, because I didn't watch days. I just did not. And so I was just assuming that these characters were characters that were already there. But the scenes that like it didn't lean to who Javi was, but I do like my mom passed away in 2020, and so I was like, oh, dead mom. I can lean into that. I can lean into the ring storyline with him and Galen, and also again like feeling overlooked. And I think that's where Javi comes in, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah,
you are.
But he comes in trying to start over, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool playing a character that you get to meet for the first time, that he's also kind of meeting everyone for the first time too, in a way.
Yeah.
Other than, the immediate family and stuff. But, I was able to connect to the feeling of fighting for your place to be seen. My relationship with Galen, obviously, like he's like my big brother, uncle, dad. Like he's just love him so freaking much. And we goofed off and got in trouble a little bit sometimes, but like whatever.
We're not surprised.
No,
absolutely. Like Galen's the freaking best. But I remember they all just like took me under their wing in a way that wasn't like, come on, buddy, we're gonna escort you, we're gonna guide you through this. But like it was just the energy that I got. So like when I connected with Javi in those ways, like, unfortunately, dead mom, cool, love that, because then I could tap into that. I know what that is. There's no acting required. There's no imagination required. There's like real personal attachment to that. And I think it's really cool to be able to like bring your real life experiences or real life kind of things that you find in these fun little characters that we get to play. Like I'd say, I don't know if I'm like aging myself too young here to talk about the Rugrats, but I'm going to be like Lady Gaga when she's like, there'll be 99 people in a room. This will be my 90. We're Rugrats trying to make you believe that we're climbing Mount Everest,
Yeah.
And it's like we're literally playing pretend. Like it's like when you would play house with your cousins or your siblings or whatever, like little kid or at school, and you would play and make up these games. Like that's what we're doing when we make shows. And our goal is to get someone to like feel seen and be like, oh dang, like I resonated with that heavily. Yeah.
Well, speaking of your storylines, one of our loving fans, Debbie, had a question for you regarding storylines. And so
Debbie from Franklin, Tennessee. I have a question for Al. I really enjoyed your portrayal of Javi, and he was such a likable and caring character. I really enjoyed the scenes with little T. What was your favorite scene as far as the most fun to do on the show? And I know there may be many, but what stands out as a fun scene that you remember doing?
Oh wait, I love her. I love her. You're amazing. Thank you for caring so much. That's really, really cool. A scene that stands out there, I think honestly there's two that are immediately coming to my mind, so I'll just be impulsive. The Thanksgiving scene when Greg proposes to or proposes to Gabi. It's so funny. I am guilty of reading comments and things because
you're not supposed to read the comments.
I know, but I low-key laugh when people don't like me. It's really weird. I was like, I'm fire as fuck. Debbie, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go three. So one was Thanksgiving, and again, to your point, Justin, of like connecting to Javi, right? Al have felt unlovable and sort of unworthy of belonging. And when Greg because it was Greg and Al in that scene, because Greg has given me such significant, amazing advice and love, and has we've talked. He knows so much about my life, and we've connected in that way. I love Greg forever for that. Super, super important person to me, and him looking at me and being like, I love you. Like, and when I was crying, I'm crying. And my thing of I read the comments, everyone calls me a crybaby, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a Pisces crying all the time. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, I cry. Yeah.
You're sensitive.
I'm so sensitive. I'm triple water is in my chart. Not that I like use that to describe my excuses, but.
But speaking of Greg, was that chemistry there from the get-go, or did you guys have to work on it? Because Leo, the character of Leo can be a lot coming at you at once. So how was those first kind of meetings with Greg?
Also, it's my job. It's our job. It's our job. Like Javi is in like would Al necessarily perhaps go for a pattern shirt eccentric wearing like gossip columnist? Probably not. But Javi absolutely finds something so endearing about him, and I love Greg as a person. So it's like that was so easy to fall into that. Greg really became such a champion for me and helped me find my voice. Again, like him encouraging me, not like if I felt uncomfortable in something, speak up, it's okay to talk. It's okay to have a discussion. And he really rode for me and advocated for me in those ways. So Debbie, Thanksgiving, when he proposed to me, and that day was chaos in general. We were making JP laugh. We broke a glass because we were being crazy, and like he was like, "What am I stepping into?" Like that scene just felt like all of us. The second one was our wedding. That was really freaking cool. That was really special. I just think that piggybacking off the proposal, I think that was really, really special. And then also, I loved being drunk. Like I saw some comments.
You did play,
that I was terrible, but like some people were like, he's terrible, and I was like, bro, like I study Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids, my favorite movies. If no one caught that I full on stole her drunk scene from the airplane in Bridesmaids, then listen, okay, then I don't know what to tell you. Get some education under your belt, because that was my inspo. She was that is my comedic inspo for so much shit that I do. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So that was so fun because I felt like I wasn't so self-conscious of myself, and like I was able to play with Greg and Sherry, and they enabled me and encouraged me. And I remember Karen, my makeup artist, or someone, I think it was her, but she she was like, "Is Al drunk?" And I was like, "Baby," regardless if people thought that I was good or not, I was proud of that. I thought it was funny. I wanted to come in with the balloons. I told them, I was like, yeah, Javi's wasted and depressed, coming in with the balloons. Like, I'm taking these balloons home.
Speaking of your relationship on the show with Leo, first of all, we loved Javi and Leo, and we rallied for Javi and Leo, especially when Baby T came in, and it really painted this picture of like, oh wow, like, there's this amazingly beautiful gay couple that could be husbands and like with a kid, and this seems right until Dimitri came into the picture, and then we all saw how that went. Now, I would like to know, what would you, Al, have, what advice would you have given Javi during that? Because we were sitting here like, well, why would he leave and have him decide between them? He already made a decision. Like, what's going on? Fight for your man. That's your man. Don't be letting no man take your man. But that was us. Okay? How were you feeling when you were reading that? Like, were you like, wait a minute?
I was trying to add some lines to be like, why am I letting this person push me around?
Right.
I was like, also like, Javi is supposed to be this kind of like, larger than life sort of like, like straight shooter, tells it how it is kind of thing. Like, isn't afraid to like call Leo out and like bring and like steer the car back onto the road in those ways. And I was like, damn, bro, grow a spine, dog.
Right.
And so I think that was, but I also, again, that's Al coming in and love. But the cool thing about discourse and art and TV and all that stuff is it's really cool that people were heavily opinionated.
Yeah.
Like if
100%.
you're indifferent about it and you're just like, oh, everything's moving and grooving down the road, then I don't think that provides much reaction, much feelings, much entertainment, much like curiosity as to what's happening. It's cool that people are irritated and annoyed. I've seen also people being like, oh, I don't like him. I fast forward through all his scenes, which is also fine too, because I'm just like, it's clearly giving you a reaction.
Yeah.
I'd rather you have a reaction than be indifferent about me or be indifferent about our characters and story. But like, bro, Al would be like, dude, what are you doing, dog?
Right.
You know, but on that day, because I don't know if people picked up on the nuances of before the wedding, when Leo was acting strange and he seemed unsure.
Oh yeah.
And Javi was really astute to that. Javi's a smart guy. And he was like, okay, what's going on? And he's like, are you sure that like you want to do this? Because also I think Javi's just a very sensitive, sweet soul that like loves love and would rather get ahead of being hurt than get hurt.
Yeah.
And I think that the whole Dimitri thing, like it's like, and the discourse is now if I see like Javi's such a jerk, la la la, and I'm like, yeah, but bruh, because I think people just love Leo the character, so they empathize and side with him because also dramatic irony. People, have we read Shakespeare? You know, like the audience knows, but Javi does not know.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like you can't accuse Javi of being stupid if Javi doesn't know, because we're watching everyone's entire days of our lives, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, damn, Javi, dog, I wish I could tell you, bro. Like, have a little backbone, bro.
Yeah.
This dude, what are you doing? Why are you afraid of him?
But that's what we were like, because we were, but also we said something's gonna happen because there is no wedding in Salem that happens without some sort of drama. And when the shoe dropped of like, you know, Javi making the decision of like, I'm just gonna give you time to figure it out. We were like, wait, what? Like, where are you going? And then they kept mentioning like, well, you have 10 days to like, you know, put in your license
to fill in the thing.
Yeah, and I was like, we all know them 10 days are gonna go and then they're not gonna be married no more. But then I don't know, we have to point this out too. Javi was a little shady.
Of course.
because how you gonna go to Texas to let Leo get over it and then find a new man?
I know.
Where that man come from?
That's my boy. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you who you didn't stick beside was Leo.
So you know what? I'm sorry. Leo was like, I still love this man, and you're like.
But then he chose you. He chose Javi.
Yes, he did. I think for me, the way that I was understanding and watching it, and hopefully from a personal bias, is that, you know, like, yes, Leo chose Javi, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's the little words and the little things, is like, anybody would have anxiety or question, because we're not in each other's heads. We don't know what each other's thinking, right? So like, why wouldn't Javi question, regardless of if he chose me?
Yeah.
That like, damn, do you like, are you really like, you want to be with me? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Consolation, yeah.
You know, so because this person like left you, and but now they haven't, and they love you, and now like, and it's like, I don't know. And then you're going to Alamania with boy. Don't play with me.
Yeah, you were like, but
And
let me tell you.
and I'm calling, trying to be like, hey, I think, everything's good. And then you lie to me.
You're
You're
making some
always in the
points.
shower?
Yeah.
Always in the shower.
No way. No way.
Okay, you made a few points there, yeah.
I mean, listen though, when Javi came back and said he had a man, and then the man popped up, I can tell you this: we weren't mad.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
we thought you were making him up. We were like, oh, is it really a boyfriend? Is this what is going on with this? And then he showed up, and it was like, oh,
but
okay.
see, I love that discourse.
There's a boyfriend.
I love that discourse. Wait, so I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments.
Look at the comments.
Yeah.
Somebody said a little fast is putting it real polite. Child Javi didn't want to move on. His bags were packed.
Javi said, you know what? I'm out.
Even dry. But to an extent, to the other side of that, I can definitely see the wounded, inner, because again, it's like all of the stuff with, and this is on empathy, right? But like all of the stuff with Javi's family and his daughter and the loss of all of those things.
Yeah.
To feel like someone is questioning you or questioning your relationship, I think maybe triggers some unhealed parts of us that make our insecurities sort of, start rattling in our brain. And then maybe the inner saboteur and the inner self-critic is like, you don't really love me because you're choosing him,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the comments. Yeah.
I was about to say we all can.
Yeah,
y'all
baby.
know that. Y'all know we be looking at the comments.
Was there any like drop plot lines that you know of that, like, say Javi was supposed to do this and then they switch courses, or were there plot lines where you were like, oh, I wish they did this with my character, or I wish we went in this direction with someone, or
shoot. I honestly, I don't think that I can remember off the top of my head specifically, but I do remember, like, because it's like, there's like mumblings of I remember with Trey, with the little T. I remember because we didn't know that, or I didn't know when we were shooting the ones where I'm staring at his baby photos and kind of being emotional. But I remember one of the directors was saying to me, just to feel something looking at the photo, feel emotional looking at the photo. And I remember I took photos with a different baby.
Okay.
That was my daughter. But I didn't know it was the daughter then. So I was like, I'm just taking photos for the baby and whatever. So it was like, I know that that's not a storyline that maybe never happened, but I'm gonna have to think about that and maybe it'll come to me. But all of those moments, I didn't know what was coming next. So I had to sort of like pull stuff out of thin air. And then so when I finally got the script of, Javi's breakdown about, his daughter passing away and all that stuff, like all of the stuff of the being uncertain and being sad that we're going to lose Trey was, again, I didn't know what was coming next. So I kind of had to like create some random shit to be like, okay. So,
but I love when the show gives us more insight to someone's backstory, because I feel like they're really like solidifying the character and solidifying like your state and your stay in the universe. So I loved having that backstory and just kind of like why that need for like a child, or like the hesitation of one, and just like what happened, like it put the pieces of the puzzle together.
What I really like about it too, looking back at that too, to your point, Tone, was to the point of a gay couple having a baby and doing all these different things. I just read this article about Pete Buttigieg and his husband, and they took his children.
Yeah.
Some monster called
Yep.
CPS on them. And again, I think because I live in Los Angeles and I do live in this this protected bubble, and I do have a blissful ignorance to many things that a lot of other people might go through in certain areas, in certain places, where it was really fucking special to be able to, because that's when people really started loving Javi, which I really loved. Which I really, really loved. People started loving Javi when they saw him with the baby, because I don't know, again, I could be being presumptuous and my digital footprint is real, but, you know, I think that there are misconceptions and preconceived notions of Latinos in general, because I would see comments that would be like, I don't know, I don't like him, he's creepy, or he's this or he's that, and I'm like,
Really?
oh yeah, like, and I'm like, well, why do I seem creepy to you? I don't understand. And that's fine. Like, I don't see myself the way that maybe somebody else does, but I'm like, why do you feel that? Or like when I was wearing the crop top in the beginning, like my favorite comment that is burned into my brain, like when I got tagged in it, and they were like, this person was like, what in the Sam hell is that guy wearing? And men don't wear crop tops and all this stuff. And then it's like, I think like Pete Buttigieg and his husband, Chaston, is that his name? Tristan Chaston? But anyway, but their children being taken away from them, and they're like, they're providing this loving, amazing, beautiful home when, like, what are we doing? And we're just attacking, they're gay. So the cool part of that, I love that people got to see, are two loving people come together to raise a life.
Yeah. A life that was abandoned by their mother at a fire station.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
I
and
mean,
like, and we came to the rescue because Javi has an incredible heart, and you know, all of that sort of, you know, those beautiful nuances of discovery, you know. Oh, and Justin, I think maybe to your point, I don't think that Javi was necessarily, and they could attack me later, I don't think that Javi was necessarily like aimed to be a paramedic. Like, I don't think that that's where they were taking it.
Okay.
I don't know how that even came about, but I was working for Gabi. And so I think it was like there was some storyline there that was like they were trying to work out and work through, but then I think that they were a paramedic.
I could see that. Yeah.
Well, you know, that was also part of Javi's backstory too, was that, you know, somewhere else he used to be an EMT, and
that's where we met Gus, baby. My man.
I will say one of the storylines that I wish went a little bit differently was when you were with Carrie. I kind of hated that they made him like this fake lady whisperer, because I would have loved to just have had him as like really good eye candy to make Leo jealous and make him realize like what you had and now it's gone and now Carrie has it. That's the one storyline that I was like, and besides, I love when more gays are in Salem. But I love that. Like I thought that, I wish that storyline had went a bit different.
It was funny because I remember watching like a couple of episodes before I got on to just get an understanding of like the characters and who these people are and blah blah blah. And I remember seeing the storyline of Carrie and Leo, and then Leo was kind of like, not into you, but listen, people are scary, bro, and they'll get revenge on you. So I mean, that's what he did. He was like, you don't want me, I'll penetrate in another way. I'll get you, baby.
Now, was it hard for you to make the decision to leave Days? I always say that, like, you know, soaps are a great learning ground for acting, as far as like how to make, you know, quick choices and how to be in the moment. Like, you can take a lot of skills from soaps, and I just feel like, in not to knock the older generation of soap actors, but I feel like in this generation, people are excited to work and be in soaps, but I think their mindset is very much like, this is great for this moment, but there's a bigger goal or things that I have in mind for this, and I don't want to, for lack of a better word, be stuck, here. For you though, making the decision to leave a role that you originated, like what was that decision process for you, and how did you like become okay with like letting this part of life go?
Oh my God. I wasn't okay. I was an absolute wreck. And I was like, oh my God, I hope because I spent 2 years there, and I think, or no, did I spend a year and a half? Oh, maybe I spent a year and a half there. But my episodes aired over the 2 years. It was not an easy choice. I I thought about it really, really hard. And it was a thing of, I think I'm ready to tell other stories that are expanded outside of what might be or what might feel like the confines of a specific genre. And so, like, I got my reps up at Days, man. Like, I owe so much love, and I found myself there again. I found the fun in acting again. I found my voice. I would be, I would ask and I would correct the Spanish a lot of the time, or be like, can I say this instead? And just practicing that felt really, really nice. So for me, I'm like, I think growth is extremely uncomfortable and extremely scary. Yeah. And I think that I always played a lot of things safe because, listen, we got to keep it a bean and we got to keep the stack. Work is hard. Paying your bills are hard. Life is expensive and all of this stuff.
Adulting is ghetto.
Yep.
You feel me? Like, I feel like I'm, beating a dead horse with this phrase, but it's not lost on me, the gravity and the gratitude that I feel to be employed as an actor, not just on any show, on Days of Our fucking lives. Like, it's one of those things where, I got my reps up, I did my thing, and I was like, I think I would love to tell more stories. I'd love to, I'd love to play a different character. I'd love to play the straight guy. I'd love to play the villain. I'd love to play, the in action something. And I think that there's technical behind the scenes things that it's like, we commit to Days, and it's like, you make a commitment and you show up to the commitment. I don't like to show up to anything half-assed. Right. I will, and with, soap acting and things like that, for me, I wanted to bring my own version of Javi to the table of what I can bring and provide, not necessarily what the idea of a soap would be, but I wanted to bring something grounded and real. And then that way that the other stories have that nuanced familiarity that people love about soaps. Yeah. But I wanted to just expand and fly and take a chance on myself and go, I believe in myself. Yeah. I want to expand my Rolodex and my network. And then, but like, the beauty of it all is like, I left with such love and light, like there is no, I couldn't say any more amazing things about my time and my experience and the people that I got to work with and have changed my life. So I'm not saying never, because we don't know what happens around the bend. But I just think for right now, I'm ready to, like, I want to compete with the greats, man. I want to compete with the Timmy Chalamets, and I want to compete with the Jeremy Allen Whites, and I want to do something like The Bear. I'm just watching The Bear right now. Like, beautiful monologue, and I'm writing my own show, and I want to do those things and tell those stories. And then, like, also too, who knows what the future holds, man? Who knows? Yeah. But it was not an easy decision. It was definitely something that was heavily discussed and heavily considered.
Yeah.
I mean, you never, like you said, you never know. Oh, go ahead, Tony.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of that, like we have people who are on the show and off the show, and it's like you never know when you're going to be invited back. We have had several people come on the show as multiple different characters. So if Days invited you back, who would you want to play next? Like, assuming you're not coming back as Javi, what type of character would you come back? I want it
to be like Scooby Doo, and it's like I'm like his doppelganger or something.
Okay, Javi's evil twin,
and I get to do some like schemy stuff, and like I don't know what an evil twin does, but
so maybe, like more the villain this time.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I don't want people to call me a crybaby no more.
You're trying to ditch the crybaby, the crybaby thing.
But alas, I just shot an indie and I'm crying so much. So there we go.
I mean, listen. That storyline is not too far fetched. We have had storylines with masks and people portraying other people. We have had twins, like people playing their evil twin. So, like, really, it's possible.
Yeah.
Listen, I truly, I would never say that the door is locked or shut. But I just think for this stage of my life, I also look at it as like my mom died really young. My mom died when she was 52, and time is really important to me.
Yeah.
And a year and a half, 2 years is a long time. And I want to make sure I'm not just eating the apple, but I'm getting the orange, and I'm getting the strawberries, and I'm getting the blueberries, and I'm getting all the different kinds of, nourishment and nutrition for my creative spirit and soul. That like, I don't ever want the narrative or anything to, and obviously like, people will be like, oh, he left for this and his show got canceled because Brilliant Minds got canceled. But
we saw
Brilliant Minds also changed my life. Like I met my best friend. We went viral. Like before Nicki Minaj was crazy and insane person. Like we did that challenge. She reposted it and we were everywhere. And like me and my buddy Brian, we started and then I met people creatively around my age too that were understanding my life experience, a lived experience. And then working with Zachary Quinto was another next level, unbelievable. Like I love that man so much. Like I learned from watching, and I'm like, I want to be like that. I watched Zach growing up on Heroes, So that's the cool part of the job of what we get to do. So again, I'm like, I always want to leave with love and light and make sure that, no door is ever locked, slammed shut, but we all leave with, mutual respect and love for each other.
Yeah. But, and I hope that, even though, Brilliant Minds is no longer, but I hope it's a testament to like you taking a chance on yourself and believing in yourself enough to know that like there is life beyond Days and that you can do more and you can do what you set out to do. And so I hope that's always a consistent reminder for you, because we need those reminders in this industry that like when we take a chance on ourselves, we may not know what the outcome may be, but it could be good. And so
Elizabeth, exactly. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're good.
The crybaby stuff. That's right, baby.
And you're never going to regret it, No. It's like you're not going to regret it.
No, I don't regret it at all. I don't regret coming on the show. I don't regret falling in love with the show. I don't regret falling in love with anyone that I had the blissful, unbelievable experience to work with. I have a photo. Stand by. I have a photo of me. Look at this. I have a framed photo.
Aww.
Of us in my house.
I love
me,
that.
Sherry, and Marissa, and Galen. Like this is my family.
Love that.
Like this is my family. You know what I mean? Like these people are so important to me, and I think it goes beyond the job. Really does. It really, really does.
Now this week will be the debut of the new Javi, played by Jacob Martinez. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that there was a photo of you two like on set. When the crossover happened, what was that interaction like, and what, if any, advice did you give to Jacob to kind of carry the torch of Javi?
Listen, Jacob he's such a sweetheart, man. Like, and also it's like, you know, I think that like people want or expect this like competitive nature from the past version of whatever character was to hate or dislike or what. And I'm like, you know, dude, what? Like, it's like a Broadway show. It really is. It's like when a Broadway actor leaves and another one takes over that role, like they get the opportunity to now create a different version of what you were able to kind of hopefully lay the foundation for and inspire. But it's also, Jacob is such a sweetie, man. Like, how could you rag on the dude? Like, what do you, like, I feel like that people like kind of like wanted this like weird tussle thing because I appreciate all the love and the respect and you know, from the fans and supporters and you guys even too, of like, you know, really respecting what I created with Javi. But
absolutely,
you know, the cool thing is Javi gets to live on and Javi gets to still be around. And so with Jacob, like I think he followed me on Instagram and I followed him back and we were DMing and I was like, dude, I was like, bro, like, you're gonna be amazing. People are gonna come in and they're gonna have, you know, an idea of what it should, because it's not, also let's validate the fact that it's not easy. Like I'm beating the dead horse of a phrase. It's not lost on me how many people really loved my acting work and my portrayal of this character. And so if it's not up to their likes and desires or whatever of what I brought, then it's like automatically tear somebody down. But I was like, bro, you got this, dog. Like, you're gonna be great. Like, do your thing. Like, I want you to know that I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you. Like, this is sick. If you need to call me, hit me. Like, it's cool. Like, it's fine. It's great. Like, so, but it was hilarious the way that happened, because so Brilliant Minds, their offices are on the Warner lot where we shoot Days of Our Lives, which is hilarious. So they're writers' offices, and like, so I had a meeting with our showrunner Michael Grassi, and we were in the commissary of, you know, of Burbank Studios, and I ran into Lindsay and Paul in the thing, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And so we just, like, had this, like,
that is Lindsay.
I introduced him to Michael and like all that stuff, and I was like, she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm having coffee with Michael and just on the head up and whatever." And I said, and she was like, I could be misremembering, so I don't want to throw her under the bus, but I was like, should I come say hi? Because like she was like, and I was like, is that okay? And she was like, and I said, okay. So I had my meeting with Michael. We were talking whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna say hi. And so somebody let me in because they saw me, and I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for even saying this. Whoops. Whatever. It was all
allegedly
love. It was all
someone.
love. It's all love. I have to give love because I love. It was like, you know. And so I was like, let me just go say hi. I was in the studio. I was in the lot anyway. Like, mine is like, I you know, it's like I don't want to not say hi.
Yeah.
So I go, I see Sherry. Sherry screams, and we hug and we run. And I saw hi. Like, it was really, really sweet. And then I met Jacob, and then Jacob and I were talking, and also putting myself in his shoes, like, it takes a really strong person to have, you know, your predecessor come in and like and say hi to everyone, you know, and like and I know my relationship with all of our crew and our team, like, it was really special. And like, Jacob was so just gracious and kind and loving, and like, and he was like, can we get a photo? I was like, fuck yeah, we can get a photo. Like, we absolutely should. Like, so So yeah, and he was so sweet. And then we talked in the commissary, him and I, for like probably like 30 minutes or so after, and we just kind of got to know each other and cut it up in chat.
Oh,
Just asking him about his time and how he's doing, and he's having a great time, and he's
good.
gonna be great. He's gonna be great.
Now
And
you
he's
tell,
not me, and he can't be me, so he's
Yeah.
him. So let
but you tell him don't read the comments. Okay, tell him don't be like you, and tell him to not read the comments.
100%.
Why did I also picture y'all doing the TikTok of who are you? I'm Pam. I'm the owner of this house.
We should have went into the kitchen,
Yeah.
Hernandez kitchen, and
We should have done
lost
that.
opportunity. But I was too afraid because I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble for people.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not employed anymore. I'm a guest, and I'm sitting there like,
listen, the few times I go there, I'm like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm for sure going to get in trouble.
but I'm like, apologize later, whatever.
That's true. But moving
You're there anymore.
right. What are they gonna do? Fire you?
Right. What are you gonna do? I just wanted to say hi. God.
Right. I mean, who doesn't go back to their old job to be like, hey,
Yeah, right.
how y'all doing?
How you doing?
Toronto, like I got a rep. You feel me?
Right. Now moving forward, what can we expect from you? We know that you have been putting out music, which we know is another love of yours. Great music, by the way. Even some of the fans in here have said that they enjoy their music as well, especially some of the videos.
Yeah.
And then, also like, two-part question. What's moving forward look like for you? And has there been any thought or want of returning back to Broadway where like, you debuted back in 2007, I believe, with third. So like, what does the future look like for Al?
I would love to return to theater. I mean, I started singing first, like before I even knew what acting was. I would always like my mom would always be like, sing that song I like, and it would be like an Usher 8701, like something like that from there. Like my mom was an R&B head, so like, and I fell in love with R&B because of my mom. And so that's how I started. But then I was like, I fell in love with theater and all of that. So I would love to go back to do theater.
Is there a show out right now that you're like, ooh, I would love to be in that?
I auditioned recently they're doing it in the Heights at City Center. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they're auditioning for Usnavi, and I know that show back and forth, left, right, and center. Like I feel like I'm perfect. Like please, like just please cast me in that. It was, that show is really special to me. It's so important. I'm like, I can play all the parts. I can even play Abuela Claudia if I wanted to. So, but no, that would be so sick. That would be amazing. I think also too, it's just making strategic moves. It's choosing and auditioning for projects that feel will maintain and grow the trajectory of what that is and what that looks like. So it's kind of finding the nuances and the sort of the path forward there, because it can be scary being a freelance actor. You know what I mean? It's not,
yes, we do know what you mean.
We
do.
It's not easy because you're scared of where your next paycheck's gonna come through. Like I have a house that I live in that I gotta pay for, but I also don't want to. My manager talks me off the ledge all the time because I'm like, I need to be on the show now. I'm not successful. I'm not doing this, but like I am, and I need to take a step back from that. But theater, I would love to. So I'm auditioning for that heavily, and hopefully that's in there. And I just shot an indie film called Cowboy. We wrapped about a month and some change ago. So I got to lead that, which is really, really cool. It was my first
Congrats.
film.
Yeah.
And we have some amazing cast in there. And that was a really cool experience. I rode a horse, and I was taking horseback riding lessons because I was like, I want to, again, it's like, I don't do anything half-assed. I want to do it seriously. So I was like, I don't want to look like a schmuck on this horse. I want to look like I know what I'm doing. So I was like and I kind of like it. I was like, I'm kind of a horse girl now. So there's that. That's a really cool. I'm excited to see that project come to fruition. Hilariously enough, I booked a movie that shot in New York that I couldn't do at the same time. So like, whatever. But they were filming at the same time, so I couldn't. But that felt really special. And then I've been developing my own show for a long time, and I'm trying to get that off the ground, get legs on that, and refine that, and kind of like make that work and make that happen. Grab my friends and do all that stuff. So I have 2 music videos that are coming out, hopefully by the end of next month, because you kind of need time to just like refine and enter and ingest everywhere. So I have 2 videos out. I'm constantly in the studio writing music and stuff, and I just wrote a dope ass song the other day. So music will be coming. I think that this is the push that I needed to not sit and wait and keep going. You know, so that's my hope and my goal. And my goal is to be on another series that I get to like create something different and cool.
Yeah. Well, either way, we will be here to fully support you. Absolutely. And, cheer for you and root you on and be your Tyra Banks when you need us to be.
Not Tyra.
I actually did that challenge when I was at Brilliant Minds. The you want to be on top?
Yo, yes.
When your grandma dies at 3, but you have to be on that at 4.
Right.
And with the oxygen tank, I did it at Brilliant Minds. But also, too, with Brilliant Minds and Javi, I was like, I low-key was manifesting that. I was a nurse and a paramedic. Like,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you just take a pulse. I know how to do I could, use the tools.
Now, I don't know what tool you using on somebody like that, though.
It's the airway opener. Justin was like, I'm out.
I know. What is going on? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, but we just can't see you.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for Justin to come back. We still can't see you though. Yeah.
All right.
Like do a whole exit and then come back in.
And then I can't hear you now, Tom.
You can't hear me?
No.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening either.
What kind of podcast is this?
Wait, hold on. What a mess. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Okay.
I can't.
I do not know.
But if y'all can hear me, it's my podcast now. So what kind of questions y'all got for me?
Justin.
Yes.
Okay, now I can hear Justin.
You can hear Justin, but you can't hear me.
Still can't hear Tony.
Oh, really? Oh, see, this is StreamYard now.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's gone.
Finally, now it's just the two of us. Oh my god! Now we can just really get into it.
No, he doesn't. I do want to ask you, whose dressing room did you spend the most time in?
Probably Marissa, Sherry, and Greg. Mostly Greg because we were running lines so much. Yeah. But then Sherry, like on my last day, I cried. Like I cried we cried on my last day. Like Sherry and I spent, I don't even know, an hour or two, like in her dressing room. Like I was like crying. We were crying. She was crying. I was crying. I love you. Like, Sherry's my soulmate. I love her so much with all my heart. So,
we love Sherry.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yes, there we are. There we
go.
You know what it was? If we didn't have to wait for you at the beginning of the show, none of this would have happened.
It would have lasted. I know.
So
it's my Uber rating. I'm trying to tell you.
So just so you know, I will be going to your Uber rating and giving you a -5 because of all this to really
no one will ever pick me up now.
Ever.
Walking.
Well, you know what? If someone sees you along the road, they'll pick you up.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It
Good
happened
luck
to me in
though.
6th grade. It happened to me in 6th grade. I missed the bus for my midterms, and I could have probably gotten abducted and kidnapped. But there was a woman on the side of the road. I was walking to school, and this woman on the side of the, because my mom worked. There was a woman on the side of the road with a baby, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, "No, Mom, she has a baby. Trust me." And she goes, and she's like, "My son goes to school over there." I could have easily gotten kidnapped, and she took me to school. So
Oh
she
my
was a real
God.
lady. There's real people out there.
There are real people out there. Bless her. Bless that woman. That
I hope she's
that
doing
took
well
you.
today. And that baby is probably 18 now.
Oh my gosh. Wow. How time flies. How time flies.
Doesn't it, though?
Oh my goodness. Well, Al, we really appreciate you coming on and
I
like
need this today. Thank you so much.
and we really wanted to do this because again, like I told you before we logged on, we wanted to have a chance just to celebrate you and what you have done on the show and what you brought to the character of Javi. And I think that it's good to know that you left such an impact on the show, no matter what those comments said. Our comments are the only ones that matter.
Yes.
But you really did an amazing job, and we will miss you on the show. But we know that there's so much more coming ahead, and we will be there to cheer you on along the way. So,
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for making me a valuable part of your world here. I really
you
appreciate
are. You're a huge value. I mean, listen, we enjoyed the journey. We enjoyed the ups and the downs, and although you'll continue to live on in the spirit of the show, not like spirit.
I'm alive.
Don't put him in a grave.
Right?
In the words of my co-star Tambola Perry, he's gone on to glory.
And I'm going on to glory. Oh my goodness. Well, Al, thank you. And we appreciate you. And we can't wait to see your upcoming music videos and your indie movie. And keep us posted so that way we can let the people know, what's going on. And then
Absolutely will.
Listen, and this isn't like goodbye. This is just like see you later, because please come back and promote all the things on our little podcast. Yeah.
I will gladly.
And I promise you all mics will be working.
No, listen, that was only the last, couple minutes? It's okay. Yeah. And I took over as co-host, and I think I did.
It upped your rating.
Now put that on the resume.
Hello, podcast stander inner.
All right. Well, we'll see you, Al, and all the best to you. Thanks again for coming on.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, what a fun interview.
That was fun. Yeah.
I just saw my mom say, "Sing something." Lord. Well, now we got
I know we still have the show to do. Lord.
Okay. Well, here we go, everybody. We thank Al for coming on. Please go show him a lot of love and let him know that you enjoyed our chat. And now it's time to start.
Dishin Days.
Dishin Days. All right. Well, let's kick things off with our top storylines. And we'll start with Marlena's 50th anniversary.
What'd you think?
What? Why was it such a long pause?
I thought you were going to say something. Then I will say this. For what we got, I really liked.
I did too.
For it be a contained, basically kind of storyline with really just kind of Paul and Belle. I really liked what we got. I was really nervous about this, and I feel like, and I want people to understand what I'm saying when I say I'm glad this wasn't too John heavy. And what I mean is, no disrespect, we love John, we love Drake Hogestyn, but we've gotten so much of Drake remembrance and John remembrance, and he's been, he's on, whenever we deal with Marlena, John is right there at the forefront. So I was hoping that this, and I'm glad it wasn't, that this wasn't so much John focused, because contrary to popular belief, Marlena also had other things going on in the 50 years that she was there. It wasn't always, her character wasn't always tied to John. She was tied to other men. She had other children. She had other relationships with people. So I was really pleasantly surprised when we got the Mickey stuff, which is her introduction. Yeah. I'm glad we got the DJ stuff, which I appreciated. We got
seeing that scene.
Craig. Yeah,
seeing that scene was like, but I love when they do these and they show the old clips.
Yep.
But that was so gut wrenching to see.
I'm glad she talked so fondly of Don Craig, and a character you never hear about, and if you didn't watch him during his original run, you won't know who he is. He's not mentioned very much anymore. So I like that she sort of gave him his props, essentially, of he was my first love on the show, or first love in Salem, and what he did for me, and our marriage broke up, but she still remembers him incredibly fondly. So I was so glad that we got all of that stuff, and I did like the John stuff that we got. I thought it was an appropriate amount, but yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that they focused on other aspects of Marlena's 50 years on the show, I'll say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree with you with that. It wasn't so all about Marlena and John. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because and it gave like a really great scope of her life and her time in Salem, and allowing for even Belle and Paul to hear some things that they didn't know about. I love that. My first question was, who put that scrapbook together? Like, how do you like who was in charge of going back and being like, okay, take these photos and put them in a scrapbook, because that's what folks do. Folks just have a scrapbook of their life. Can you imagine one of the times Marlena was kidnapped? There's that photo, but it's a selfie stuck in Paris,
or her in the cage. Yeah, it's like
or her in the secret room. Look at Kristen. That ain't even her.
Right.
But what I have been appreciating is there's an Instagram, I believe it's called Days of Our Lives Classics or something like that, that's been showing clips. And there's also another YouTube channel that's been showing full on old episodes of Days that I really like. 90s, and I remember seeing a clip of Marlena and Kristen being played by Eileen Davison at the time. And it brought back the memories of, man, that was a rivalry. Kristen versus Marlena was always edge of your seat, who's gonna win this war.
And
I think I saw one where Marlena was explaining to John, I feel like after the secret room, that their marriage was fake, that she had married Susan, who was in the hospital, and Laura back there being like, yes, Marlena, get her bitch. I'm just and it reminded me of and seeing the flashbacks just reminded me of, this is what Days used to be. It just used to be these these stories and these moments of satisfaction when the lie came out, or when someone was revealed. It was so good. Can we go back? Can we go back, please? But overall, I thought the episode was handled pretty well. Although there is someone who wanted to sound off about Monday's episode, and we all wait. Where is? Oh, here we go. So we're gonna do a sound off about the episode. Here's what y'all's favorite person from Tacoma, Washington, had to say about Monday's episode.
Hope, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And my rant is about the one part of the one episode. I don't think the EJ and Kristen scenes belonged in Monday's episode. The forefront of Monday was celebrating Marlena and Deidre Hall 50 years. Congratulations. So I thought the EJ and Kristen scenes were kind of out of place. If you needed that secondary storyline, you could have had, like, Roman and Kate, Steve and Kayla, Brady, someone with a deeper connection to Marlena, who could have kept the entire tone of the show positive. Because we go from, like, celebrating and remembering to then cutting to EJ with his hands on Kristen. Like, I don't think that needed to happen in an episode that was dedicated to celebrating one of the most iconic people to ever come from the show. And the EJ and Kristen scenes could happen Tuesday, because neither of them appeared then, and the week could have still progressed as it did. I do think it was funny they did a 50-minute episode for a 50-year anniversary, so I'll give credit where it's due there, but I really think DJ and Kristen scenes were just creepy. And what gets me is the fact that the writers are women, and they just write all the women characters so, like, pathetic almost. Like, they're all fawning over men, they're all being humbled. Like, all the characters are written bad, but the female characters are written with no respect. And to the writers, do you not want women to be better represented in your show? That's what I ask. Thank you.
Oh, good old Myrtle Hope.
Myrtle Hope ain't playing.
But it's sometimes those episodes do have to be handled with care because you do want it to be about that person, and I definitely get, like, we're celebrating this. I mean, when you think of Days, you do think the first thing people think of is that woman who was possessed by the devil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so if we're celebrating her, I think you do have to think, how do we match the tone of this episode? To make sure that it's. So I agree. Like, we could have revisited the EJ stuff Tuesday, and had more of an easy Monday, but overall.
Yeah, overall good.
It's fine. Yeah. So happy 50th anniversary, Deidre Hall. Thank you just for portraying Marlena Evans Black to the fullest.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. I also liked seeing Samantha, the Samantha scenes with her twin.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And the discovery that it was Samantha that was killed. I mean, there were so many good moments that I feel like Deidre talks about a lot, but for the first time we were able to
see them.
And again, the feel of the show was very different. The feel of it, the tone of it, how they were. Like, you really can see the progression and the evolution of these characters. And I think it speaks to soaps as to why people are so loyal to them, because, I mean, we've watched them go through so much. So
yeah. And she talked about the kids. We got to see the toddler, Sammy and Eric. Carrie, Christy Clark when she was that young, which was always nice. I did like that part of it. Like, bring up, she talked about all her children in a very, great way, and in
a great way. And then, Sammy.
Yeah, right.
So that was good.
Yeah, I think it was done well.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our next storyline, which is the drug game. Now, what it's seeming like is that we're starting this whole, like, what is happening moment, kind of led by Sarah, in that, like, the mysterious death of Destiny, now the mysterious sickness of Holly, and while she's trying not to blame herself, she's trying to figure out, like, what is going on. And what they discovered was that a few years ago there was a bad batch of some drug that was laced with arsenic. And of course, my mind with, some guys just can't hold their arsenic. So now it's kind of that, but what are our thoughts?
This turned into, I was saying earlier, this turned into this big umbrella storyline all of a sudden that like half the cast is involved in now. Like a few weeks ago, it was this little like little sort of mystery that maybe like we thought, oh, Sarah's getting a storyline, maybe, you know, something a little bit independent from Xander kind of a thing. And then just this last week and a half, they've been weaving in everyone. Which actually I don't mind. I think you know, I think we're due for something a little bigger. I like when there's a general storyline that involves most of the cast. So I'm kind of intrigued by this. I think there's so many different dynamics at play that it's got me definitely interested.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going with some of this. We'll talk about in a minute with some parts of this storyline, but at least I'm intrigued by it. I'm
just kind of I feel like I don't have an opinion yet because I feel like this week it was just brought to the forefront, this new information, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I do have an opinion. It's where are we going with this?
Mm-hmm.
And who just buries bad batches of stuff? Like, isn't there?
I know.
Isn't there like a medical way of getting rid of stuff that isn't good?
Yeah, you could have like boiled the pills. You could have stomped them, crushed them up, and threw them in the trash. Like I don't. Yeah, the burying on Smith Island thing is very odd to me, and it's also odd that it's like a mystery in a mystery because what they showed is that EJ and Rita, of course, knew about this, and the idea was that the batch went bad. Yeah, you know, we can't have anyone get hurt. So it seems like their directive was, which is the proper directive, is to clear out this batch and make sure it doesn't get sold and that, you know, no one gets hurt. Mm-hmm. And it seems like to them they're doing, you know, because again, I think leading up to this, it was like, okay, EJ was CEO back then. Is this EJ getting back into the drug business? Is it hinting at that? But it seems like they're showing specifically that EJ and Rita were doing the right thing as far as they knew. So now there's this confusion now with how did their orders not get followed, and then this, you know, these pills somehow got to Smith Island and buried in Smith Island. So there's a little bit of a mystery there, but I think they're trying to show us right off the bat that like EJ is sort of good in this situation, that, you know, it wasn't anything intentional, it wasn't something he was doing to either sell or trick people or drug people or anything like that. So yeah. I'm intrigued. I don't know where it's going. First I thought it was just a vehicle for Sarah and or Liam to get them back or get him back in town. It seems like it's starting
or Brady's first case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Under Black Patch.
Right. And it looks like it's all encompassing. Yeah.
Now, I feel like this is right. I'm just looking at the notes. Is this where? Okay, I guess so. We're gonna go back to our fun friends over in Tacoma, Washington, to sound off about this storyline, I believe. And if it's not this storyline, then my apologies. But let's hear from the gals of Tacoma, Washington.
I'm Myrtle Hope.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Patty.
And we're from Tacoma, Washington.
And this week our rank's about Xander and Sarah. We don't understand why they don't just put Xander and Sarah back together. Like, we get 2 scenes of them, and there's already so much more likable than Sarah and Brady. Sarah and Brady just aren't interesting. There's no chemistry. They're boring. And they're trying to force this, like, detective duo things. They could be akin to, like, an old super couple. But it's not working. And it's not working for Chad and Bill either. It's all this, like, plot armor, but they don't have chemistry. And it's hard to root for them. I don't see why they don't just put Xander and Sarah back together and get on with it. Give them drama as a couple instead of constantly breaking them apart for these unlikable, all-determinate pairings.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I would like to know where Melissa is. Melissa has been featured on the iPad for the past few weeks. Is she back in school? What's going on? But I think this is another gripe too, because we saw that Sarah, you know, looked for comfort for
Yeah.
a second through Xander, and we know that she still had the dream that I don't think she's really discussed.
Yeah.
But now it's like they're trying to put Sarah and Brady together, but also on this like case of trying to figure out the bad pills.
Mhm. Then we kind of have Sarah doing what she usually does, which is, you know, don't be a better person, Xander. Don't do the bad thing. But then, like, when she needs something, it's, oh, we'll do the bad thing now for the good cause, I guess. Or now it's, I'm okay with you being a criminal and doing something underhanded and sneaky, you know, if it's for me, kind of a thing. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. But I mean, and like you said, this is such an umbrella storyline because over on Smith Island, where these pills were buried, we have our youngins, young adults, Holly, Tate, Ari. Wait, that's right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also Aaron and Aaron, who were Holly's the only person that's being affected by this. And so, you know, we see her like very sick and passing out. And there was a point where I was like, y'all, she doesn't just need water. Y'all need to get off the island. Like, y'all need to go home. HOME home.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, let's wrap it up. Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple things that are confusing. One, why are we still, I mean, we talked about this, I think, last week, but we're still worried about, like, these are adults. They're having sex. Why are we worried about like there are boys around? Like,
well, they're in college.
Yeah, you're fully having sex with people. You're in these committed relationships. Why? Like, you could have just told Sarah.
Well, that might have been you. I was very innocent, sweet, and pure when I was in college.
Okay, moving on. What's that? But they're adults. Like, I mean,
they are adults.
I would naturally assume that your boyfriends would come up. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't know. It just seemed like, and then when Sarah was like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal. I just wish you would have told us, or, you know, whatever. So I don't know. It was much to do about nothing, really.
Yeah. And then the whole thing with Liam and Gabi, it's like, I paid you a lot of money not to come back here. When I said don't come back, that means don't come back. I was like, and not him being like, I wanted to give you a proper goodbye and then a kiss.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was
a lot. I liked how it played out, though. I liked him witnessing the call between Sarah and Ari, and that's what got him sort of to go back to Salem to make sure she was okay. I thought that was a good sort of trope to get him there.
Yeah.
And then running. I like that Ari figured it out. It wasn't still, you know, because I think we saw that she was suspicious about a few things that happened earlier over the last few weeks. And then sort of seeing both of them there, she put it together really quickly, which I liked. And I also like that Liam isn't a pushover. You know what I mean? When it comes to Gabi, he's not bowing down. He didn't say like, he wasn't like, I'll give you your money back. He was like, she found out, deal with it and get out of my way. Leave me alone with my books.
Right. And I'm about to go and enjoy all them zeros that you put on that check.
Yep.
So
I like
how about that?
Yeah. I like that he's still feisty.
Yeah. Speaking of not Liam, but this storyline involving Aaron, we have a sound off from one of our other favorites. Let's hear what Megan had to say about Aaron, but also about all things Days.
Guys, this is Megan from Massachusetts. Today I want to sound off for a couple of reasons. First of all, I loved Kristen's dress this week. I think I would have really liked to have it for myself in a different color, like maybe lavender or sage green. It was so cute. Also, I love how Aaron is getting more of a storyline this week. When he first was in the square watching that really uncomfortable situation between Ari and Gabi and Liam, and he put the coffees down on the table, I thought he was just going to sit and watch. But then he swooped in and took her hand and rescued her out of there. And I thought that was pretty awesome. So I'm really happy that maybe he's going to get a little more screen time. He definitely deserves it. So go, Aaron. It was also awesome to see Louis DeMeo in The Summer I Turned Pretty. I loved watching that and then seeing him there for a little bit. He did great. He was really, really good. Lastly, has anybody watched Love Heist with Peter Port? Wow, he's so hot. So hot. It's a really cute movie. So if you get a chance, catch it. He's amazing in it. And you know how I love him. So anyway, I'm on summer break. Have a great week, everybody.
She's on summer break, so she had time today. If you all ever want to sound off about anything, Days of Our Lives, any of the storyline characters or anything, feel free to send in your video, fanmaildd@gmail.com by Saturday. And maybe we'll see your thoughts here on the show. Again, that's fanmaildd@gmail.com. And I'm with Megan. I do like that Aaron is on the canvas. I feel like he should have been on the canvas a lot more.
Absolutely. Yep.
So it was really good to see him on for sure. I also wish Liam was on more. They again, like I said before, they hyped that all up, and now we barely see him. And now I'm worried that Hank Northrop might be gone too. I hope they find something for him.
Hopefully this is the beginning of bringing him back to Salem. It seems like everyone now knows what's up, or at least Gabi's been exposed. He was very helpful. I like that he seemed just as curious about them. And we got a little bit more backstory about his partner and his baby mama and what she was going through that night and the night she died and all that kind of stuff. So give us a little bit more of his backstory. So I'm glad that it wasn't anything sinister with him,
Yeah. All right. And under this umbrella, we're gonna move on to the EJ versus Kristen scenes. Honey, EJ is mad.
Yeah.
But you gotta hand it to Kristen, because she wiggled her way out of that. Justin, you gone again.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah. But Kristen definitely wiggled her way out of that. Even though we all know that Kristen is lying, and we all know that. Hopefully y'all can still hear me, because the last time this happened, suddenly my mic was out. If you can still hear me, let me know. I don't know why we're having so many technical difficulties today. So I don't know what that's about. I think we have Justin back there. He is. Hi, Justin. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So Kristen wiggled her way out of that. We all know that she did it, and that EJ is actually right as far as the fact that she wanted Johnny killed by Sophia. Yeah. But also, I feel like EJ is definitely sending Kristen a message when he delivered the stuff article to Rachel, and I'm like, but did we ask for a EJ Kristen feud? Like, is this necessary? Like, where is this going? How do we feel about this?
I know this is a continuation of us scratching our heads when she teamed up with Sophia to kill Johnny. It was like, wait, what? And it just it doesn't rise to the occasion. I feel like, yes, the stuff with her mother, and she's pissed at him about that. And yeah, he deserves some get back for that. But also, like, your daughter shot him for it. So it's like, call it even and move on. Mm-hmm. I think she's reaching with the, Rachel's predicament is all your fault. We know Rachel had issues way before the EJ Rachel stuff sort of came into play. That's sort of Kristen not being able to really admit it and deal with it. It's a little too, I think, far-fetched that, she would want to kill him to begin with and then use Sophia to do it. And it's like, how do you get out of this now? I mean, EJ is not the forgiving type.
Yeah, no, and he's not going to let up. And he's going to figure it out. And I feel like, Kristen, you need to be careful.
Mm-hmm. I think the only saving grace for Kristen is that he's sort of, maybe Rita, I think, mentioned this to him. he's like 95% sure. He's not 100% sure. So I feel like that's what's keeping him from fully, exactly going off. Yeah. I feel like he kind of knows she did it, but he can't. I think he needs a little bit more proof to like fully justify his rage or revenge against her. So I think that's what's keeping her at bay a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did like when she came in with that thing, I was like, oh, EJ got to her. I was like, okay.
But you know what?
EJ's playing chess here.
You know what's so funny though? I was like, you look through that whole house and you can't find it. Where did that thing go? And then I was like, ooh.
Yep.
So there's that. All right. Well, moving on to our last storyline, which is Season Power. And that's with Alex and Joy and Stephanie. So you mean to tell me that those 3 deadbolts were still there and Joy was still able to get in with just one click?
I know, like they weren't locked or something, or like
right. So it's so funny because someone pointed out, oh, you're gonna take out the deadbolts and just leave 3 holes in your door.
I know.
And I was like,
I know. We should have seen like some spackle or something,
a whole new door at this point. You need a whole new door.
Yeah.
The fact that you put 3 deadbolts on there, like you need a whole new door. And I want Alex to kind of slow down when it comes to Kelsey. Like he didn't even allow Joy to finish her thought by the time he was already at the hospital. All he heard Joy say was like, hey, Brady, what's wrong with her? We're at the hospital. I'm on my way. Click. Do you want to gather a little bit more information first before you head over there?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was like, are they framing it this way, or are they trying to hint that Joy was being a little manipulative?
I feel like it might be the latter of her being a little manipulative. But also you didn't think to call back and be like, hey, hello, like we got hello. You just called that one time and let that man hang up and you were just like, oh, Kelsey, be quiet. I know it.
Yeah, because usually the first thing you would say is like, we're okay. Like you get that out of the way so the person doesn't panic. Like,
yeah,
we're everything's fine. Don't worry. We're at the hospital. Like that's what you say to like quell any sort of craziness or emergency, but
I feel like Joy has some residual feelings for Alex, and I think she's definitely probably going to start using Kelsey.
Yeah. Yep. Either subconsciously or consciously, I think. Yeah. What did you think of Steve and Kayla? Because I kind of thought they were out of line with Joy when they approached her at the pub. You're like, what? They approached her at the pub.
What did they say to her?
When they basically started defending Stephanie when they saw her. And the funny thing is, I thought the scene was going to go different. I thought like when she came in, I thought when they got up, I thought they were going to go to her and say like kind of like a welcome to the family, or, we've been in your position before, just so you know, we're supporting all you kids while you figure this out. Like, that's how I thought the scene was going. And then they immediately started like defending Stephanie. And I was like, maybe not do that for now. You know what I mean? Especially too, I didn't realize that she didn't know Steve, or they didn't know each other. So like he was introducing himself for the first time to her. And it was like, oh, okay, I guess they wouldn't know each other or something like that. But yeah, I was like, it's a little too soon to immediately be defending Stephanie. Like, at least say something pleasant about the baby, or, welcome to the family, happy she's in our lives. And, that's how I thought it was going to go. And then they just started defending Stephanie, and Joy was like, yeah, I need to go. Like, I
would have went too.
Delivery I need to help with.
I would have went too. I think for Steve and Kayla, it's just very much like a Joy. And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need to meddle in anything else. Everything seemingly is being taken care of.
Yeah.
Like you can be cordial or don't like her. Like that's That's all you can do. So to answer your question, now that you've explained it to me, they were a little out of line. They could have just been cordial and just kept it moving.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this scene is going completely different than I thought.
Well, such as days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, y'all. Well, those were our top storylines brought to you by the fine folks here at Dishin Days. Before we move on to our tidbits, just want to remind you all to please follow us on social media. We're Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and become an exclusive member on our members only page. Hit the join button in order to do that. And of course, find us on your favorite podcast stations. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And while you're in a searching mood, head over to JLJ Media for a full soap opera fix with recaps from Beyond the Gates, Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and General Hospital, and some original audio dramas brought to you by the folks at JLJ Media. So make sure you look them up. And also, we want to keep hearing from you. Make sure you put your comments because we can see them. Over there, and let us know what you think about what we said, about the storylines, about the characters, whatever it is you want to talk about. Put it all in the chat. And now we're going to go into our tidbits. These are just little things that happened in the week that didn't make a huge impact and wasn't a top storyline, but it happened on the show, so we gonna talk about it. First off, the Italian lira. The mystery begins with the chess. Oh, I felt like Eartha Kitt. Mystery begins with the chess. I mean, listen to all these voices, honey. I mean, from Eartha Kitt to Celeste, Alexandra, darling. Oh, the cards. The cards say that you are in great danger, Alexandra. You can't tell me that wasn't good.
That was good.
Someone should cut this so that I can post it. I love making work for anyone else. But anyway, we got Chad and Belle on the case with the chess board. Do we think? I mean, do we need another detective mystery thing with another couple? We already got Sarah and Brady, and now we got Chad and Belle. But this one actually to me is a little more interesting because it's like, what is this all about? What do the clues what are they gonna lead to? What's the story that Stefano was trying to tell? What is it? What is it? What is it? So
yeah, I'm actually not minding this one. I do agree. I'm also liking this one too. I like that they're being proactive about it and that it's moving really good pace. I also will say I don't mind. I'm not crazy about them so far, but I'm not minding Belle and Chad. Actually, I like the way they're sort of handling them and how they're progressing. I'm not like 100% on board, like I'm shipping them, but I don't mind them at this stage.
Yeah. I think up to a point that I believe Myrtle Hope mentioned about like the super couples. Like they're not. I don't feel like they're creating super couples anymore. I do feel like they're just creating people who just so happen to be dating. And that's how I feel about Belle and Chad. Like, I don't go, oh, about them. I just feel like they're two people who are dating and getting to know each other in a more romantic thing. Am I rooting for them? I don't think so. But I like them together.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
I don't know about forever. But I just hope that this isn't a flop. I hope that whatever this leads to, that it leads to something.
Yeah, please don't make it just a vehicle for Chad and Belle to get together. Like it needs to mean something, or
because y'all already
something. Yeah,
y'all already have that happening with Sarah and Brady. I'm just saying we can't repeat storylines within the same storyline.
Yeah, right.
Moving on to Honeypot.
Yes.
Oh, Kat and Andrew. First of all, welcome back, Andrew. I mean, goodness gracious, like he should have been there all along.
And gone too soon. Yeah. Like
Right. I do agree though that getting heavily involved with EJ like that is very dangerous, and I wouldn't blame Andrew for putting a stop to the case. I do understand it's a little like tightrope-ish because on one side you're making progress, but on the other side it goes against protocol. So what do you do? You know, so they're gonna have to do something.
I wish this conversation was a little either more nuanced or like had something else to it. I agree, like he did at the end sort of agree to her pursuing it, just not to sleep with EJ, just not to, I guess, take it that far, which I'm like, okay, you're kind of flirting. Like if she's gonna date him and really get into him, like that seems like a foregone conclusion. But I feel like we've been having this conversation with her and Ray for like months, so I feel like it didn't. I wanted something like, give me something different from Andrew. Like I actually predicted maybe he would be, before I saw the scene, maybe he would agree with her and kind of be on her side kind of thing.
No,
but it was still some interference there. But
Andrew said,
Colton, incorporate him more. Why isn't like we should be getting phone calls from him? We should I don't know why they don't utilize good people who want to be on the show
I have no
and would
idea.
fit in the storyline,
And it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because they really need to progress this cat storyline.
Yeah,
I'm tired of hearing about Italy, and I'm tired. Oh.
What? What'd you say?
Suddenly, I was like, Italy, cat, chess. Are they going to link them in somehow?
Okay.
Even though it's geared towards Marlena and John.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I will say there was something that piqued my interest, where we've been saying all along, like they have this connection, and that's been like the focal point. And we were all like, oh, well, he was in a coma, and she was, they didn't know each other before, so like, how strong is this connection, and what might have happened? But now it seemed like this week they were sort of hinting that there's something else at play, like their connection is beyond. It took place before the hospital. Not that they knew each other before, but there's something that connects them before. So I'm like, okay, that at least is interesting. Like, are we, is there a reveal that, maybe Stefano had something to do with her family beforehand? Or I don't know.
I mean, at this point, y'all better be giving Joe Muscalo a day rate.
Yes, please pay. Yeah, you paying his estate something.
Something.
Yeah.
Because the way y'all still try to center a story around Stefano,
mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Well, Kat, be cool out there, girl.
Yeah.
Last but not least, in our tidbits, we have the telling of the truths. I'm going to tell my truth, and that Gabi shouldn't have said shit about what she was doing with her money to Theo. Like that's none of their business. If you wanted to go out and buy 37,000 turtlenecks, you could do that. You didn't have to tell Theo about it.
That seemed like a real big misstep for Gabi. I was like, I know you're trying to like appeal to Theo, but and she was kind of doing the whole like, I'm trying to make penance, I guess, to make up. But I'm like, girl, like wrong audience. Like that's not wrong. You don't tell him that. Oh my God. It just opened up a can of, like, girl, you were almost free. Like Theo, while he's upset with you, is also telling you he's honoring that. And now it seemed ambiguous. Like, is he going to now stop it? Is he going to be pissed enough to be like, okay, maybe I'll put some roadblocks in to get in your way of you getting this money? Like, I don't know.
Because that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. It was like, Gabi, girl.
But now she may not have to do it, because I would love to look on the interwebs when I'm paying my bills and see zero out of nowhere. Like, who paid this loan?
Right.
Who paid this loan?
That was another, So like, okay, this is a mystery.
Who paid this loan?
Who could have come in and actually done that? It wasn't, of course, Gabi.
Who paid this loan?
No one else has gotten their Stefano money, so we know it's not a Stefano thing, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Yeah, who would have paid this loan that has enough money?
I'm still
Is this
on
a
who
Gwen
paid off the
thing?
loan.
Is it a Gwen, maybe?
No.
I'm thinking she the only other person who has money.
You know it's somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, child, but I know this. Gabi shouldn't have said nothing.
No, that's like, girl, you.
I can tell you that. Well, you all done?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Well, anyway, everyone, that has been your week of days, and before we go into our segments, we are now going to go into our other ones, which we're going to start with Jen's highlights of the week.
Hi, it's Jen Fiorgo fan here. My weekly highlight it was a really good week for me. All my favorites are on. Liam was back, which I love. Poor Gabi, though. Not a good week for her. We got first the Philip thing from before. He's all mad at her. And now Theo was giving it to her. And then Ari finds out what that she paid Liam. But it was really good to see him. Really love him. EJ, the showdown with Kristen was amazing. Stacy and Dan, of course, did a good job as always. Kristen better watch her back because EJ's not playing. And then, of course, it's come out that he was ahead of Demera when these tainted drugs are out. But I'm wondering if that was when Holly overdosed because I guess Rita said he wanted to get rid of him. But the pharmaceutical guy buried him in Smith Island, which is kind of strange. So we'll see what that's all about. But really great week. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, she thought it was a great week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's take a look at what is the thumbs up, thumbs down of this week, brought to you by Debbie from Franklin, Tennessee.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, Franklin, Tennessee. Thumbs up to Andrew and Paul being back in Salem. I wish you'd stay. Thumbs down to Kristen for lying to her daughter about what happened to Sophia. We all know Kristen killed Sophia, got rid of her. But it looks like EJ is going to get rid of Kristen for what she did to Johnny. And I'm upset that the writers are not going to let everybody find out what she did to Sophia, and she needs to be accountable for that.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
But now let's tally up the score, shall we? As we get into Christian Me World's final countdown.
Here's this week's scorecard. Belle gets a D because she must be Delulu to think that EJ is jealous of her and Chad. Sarah gets a...
That's not it.
Oh.
That's the wrong one. But this is the right one.
Time. Stephanie, you go, girl. She doesn't get a B for a trip to Bayview. She gets an A for claiming her agency back. Theo out here, the MVP of the week. He gets an A for solving part of the chess mystery box and an A for telling Gabi who she really is. And speaking of Gabi and her daughter, to both of them. Ari first. She gets an F for her fairy tale brain. You get mad at your mother because she's worried about you getting involved with a guy you barely know? Girl, get real. He ain't your soulmate. He has a kid. He has a reputation. And need I remind you of another guy you barely got to know by the name of Doug the Third? And I thought Holly was the immature one. Speaking of immature, her mother Gabi, queen of immaturity. Instead of an I for her grade, she too gets an F. Never taking responsibility for her loose lips. Liam literally defended your culo Latino. And what do? Rip onto him, proving everything Theo said about you was 100% right. If you're not toxic to people around you, you literally drive them to their death. Rip Stephen Demera. Had you not slept with EJ, he'd still be alive. Yeah, I went there.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Jen, Debbie, and Christian Me World for your segment. And now to get into our official segment, we are going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. All right, y'all. So listen, I, of course, had to give my 3 Snaps Award to Monday's episode. We loved going down memory lane in celebration of the 50th anniversary of Deidre Hall and taking us all the way back to that very first day when Dr. Marlena Evans arrived in Salem. So thank you to those at Days that put this episode together, along with some fabulous clips as we went down memory lane celebrating 50 years of Deidre Hall. The crew and cast of Days of Our Lives, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. All right. We do not have a caption that because Michael Mattis isn't here, but we are going to go travel back in time to
Those were the days. All right, I'm taking you back to June 24th, 1997, where we had the infamous Susan and John wedding. And I say Susan and John, not Kristen and John, because that was basically the rub of it. This was, in fact, Susan and John's wedding when Susan was disguised as Kristen. There was so much more going on in this. This is the infamous teeth flying across the room and landing in Vivian champagne. This is Laura being onto them. This is Marlena and Kristen actually in the secret room. And this was the point in the show. And just to clarify, John and Susan are already married at this point. They got married when they right before EJ was born in the delivery room. So they're actually already married at this point. This is sort of a ruse of, let's do a ceremony, her pretending to be Kristen so that people can come in and celebrate whatever. But this is also when that flip happened with Susan, where she saw an in with John and was like, I don't need to pretend to be this person. I can have it all. I can have John as my husband. I can have EJ as my son, and I can actually pretend to be Kristen. And this is when she actually duped Kristen, put her in the secret room with Marlena, and wanted to sort of go on with her life as Mrs. John Black. So yeah, this was when Days was on fire, and of course Eileen at the center of this, portraying everyone, half the cast at this point. So yeah, June 24th, 1997. This was guised as the Kristen and John wedding, but it was actually the Susan and John wedding. Yeah.
And
those were the days.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for a little news and gossip.
All right, we're starting off with some casting info. Former Gabi Camila Banus's movie Get Off My Lawn, where she stars opposite Taj Mahari, is actually coming to Lifetime. We talked about this about a year ago when it debuted on Tubi, and then it's now sort of making its way over to Lifetime. So if you didn't have Tubi or didn't see it, please tune in Lifetime tomorrow night, June 28th, 8 p.m. It's a really hilarious, really funny take. It's basically the stalker who sort of, or this young couple, Camilla and Taj, who buy this house, and then this, the grandson of the person who died, and they take the house over, basically starts stalking them for access to his former grandfather's house. So it's funny, it's interesting, it's a lot of laughs. It got really great reviews on Tubi. People seem to really like it, so it's making its way over to Lifetime. So go check that out and support. Then next up, we have some Days Online news. We want to give a very, very special happy birthday to our friend to the show, Miss Javi Hernandez, who celebrated her 39th birthday this past week and also celebrated her 2-year anniversary with Days. So big congratulations. Happy birthday to Sherry.
And happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary and birthday.
Then next up, in celebration of Deidre Hall's 50th anniversary, on Days, she has been making the rounds. So we have a couple of interviews. EV water cooler and gave us an update on the latest installment of the Ryan Gosling saga. She said no, he has not made it to the set yet, because I think people were speculating if he in fact had made it there yet. But Deidre has been fielding storylines from fans regarding Ryan making a cameo. One in which Deidre sort of perked up with and sort of seemed excited about was him possibly playing a patient who thinks he is Ken from the Barbie universe and being sort of obsessed with Marlena and the Marlena Barbie doll that came out, God, I don't know how many years ago, maybe in the 80s, I think it came out. So sort of bringing up sort of stuff from the past and having it play on sort of her being the psychiatrist and giving him a little cameo on the show. So Deidre Hall seemed to be very interested in that storyline. But again, we will keep you informed on the latest installment of this fun little back and forth between her and Ryan Gosling. And then Deidre also sat down with Access Hollywood for their Access Icon segment, and she recalled one of her most difficult storylines, which was the death of DJ, which was her first child, Don Jr., which she was married to Don Craig. Really interesting part. We don't usually hear her or the characters sort of talk about DJ a lot, so this was really informative. Deidre sort of details how the sensitive topic was sort of brought to her initially, and how it sort of unfolded both behind the scenes and on the screen. So really interesting part. You can go to Deidre Hall _official or Days Peacock to sort of see this part of the interview. Again, really interesting. And this was also this is also the storyline to the question when asked what was her sort of one of the most difficult storylines to do. She talked about this one in particular back in the late 70s. So yeah, definitely go check out that interview to get Deidre's perspective and the behind the scenes of it. And then we had some of the cast stop by the Day social media studio to give their congratulations to Deidre, including real life BFF Susan Seaforth Hayes, Eric Marzo stopped by, Stephen Nichols, Marlena Evans, and Greg Rikaart, who sort of didn't hesitate to remind us that this Ryan Gosling thing is sort of cramping his and Deidre's relationship. Sort of getting in the way of their BFF relationship, and he's a little annoyed at that. So go check out all of the well wishes that the cast sort of sat down and want to sort of give Deidre. So go check that out. You can find that at on Instagram at Days Peacock. And then last but not least, I want to give you a reminder of our interview, or specifically Tony's interview with Deidre Hall, that's on our page right now. Please go check it out if you haven't.
That's us.
Yeah.
We had such a lovely time. Yeah, you guys go check it out. You've been enjoying it so far, so please go show it some love on our YouTube channel. Yay. All right, y'all. And that has been news and gossip. And now it's time to find out what's coming up this week on Peacock's Days of Our Lives.
Next week on Days of Our Lives.
Happy 4th of July, darling.
And many more.
I desperately want to reassure her and tell her that she's fine, but I don't make promises to patients that I don't know that I can keep.
Okay.
Well, all right.
That would be something. Well, make sure you all tune in to Days of Our Lives on Peacock this week. For next week, we will all be celebrating the 4th of July, and we will not be having a show, but fret not, we will be back on July 12th to give you a lowdown of what happened that week of Days of Our Lives. Yes, we're going to take a week off, so we will see you guys not this coming week, but the next week on July 12th. Until then, make sure you give a like and follow and keep up with Michael Mattis over at ML Mattis at MLM Images LA. Also, make sure. Oh, Justin, go ahead, Justin.
You can find me on Instagram at Justin Lee Hareld.
And of course, go show Araceli some love at on Instagram and X on at Tia323 Araceli. And you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony. And of course, you can find us at Dishin Days Show on Facebook and Dishin Days on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Threads. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And a special shout out to Al Calderon for joining us. We hope that you all have enjoyed our interview with him. If you tuned in late, go back to this episode and take a look. So special shout out to Al. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks when we will give you a full dish of Peacock's exclusive #1 award-winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. Until then, have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Thanks.